Graphing functions. A linear equation is an equation for a straight line. The variables often used are x and y to keep things simple. Understand that these variables do not contain exponents, square roots, cube roots, and so on. The slope-intercept equation is the most common form of a straight line, and it is y equals m times x plus b, with m signifying slope and b signifying the y-intercept. And the simplest way to remember this is rise over run. The y-intercept is the point in which the line crosses the y-axis on a graph. To solve for y, we must first isolate it. We add 2x to both sides. Once we do that, we are left with y on the left side of the equation and 2x plus 7 on the right side of the equation. Here, we have y equals negative 2x plus 6. Using the slope-intercept form equation, we know that negative 2 is the slope. 6 is the y-intercept. We can now graph the line with this information. The line passes through 0, 6, so that is 1 point. Now, recalling rise over run, the slope here is a negative. Therefore, we go down 2 and right 1. That is another point. With these 2 points, we can draw a line straight through them. The x-intercept is the point that crosses the x-axis, and the form is written typically like this, a, 0, where a is the point that crosses the x-axis. The y-intercept is just like the x-coordinate, is a point that crosses the y-axis. The coordinates are written as 0, b, with b representing the point that crosses the y-axis. Notice where the points are located on the graph. In order to graph 2y equals negative 4x minus 8, we must first find the coordinate for x and y intercepts. We must first find the coordinates for the x and y intercepts. First, let's find the coordinate when y equals 0. Once we plug in 0 for y, we solve to isolate x. 2 times 0 equals 0. We are left with 0 equals negative 4x minus 8. Next, we add 8 to both sides. Negative 8 plus 8 will cancel out, giving us 0. Adding 8 to the left side of the equation will give us 8. That leaves us with 8 equals negative 4x. Lastly, divide both sides of the equation by negative 4. That will leave us with negative 2 equals x. Our first coordinate is negative 2, 0. Locate the point on the graph. Now, let's plug in 0 for x into the original equation. We will have 2y equals negative 4 times 0 minus 8. After multiplying the 0, we will have 2y equals 0 minus 8, which is the same as 2y equals negative 8. Finally, we divide both sides by 2 so that we can isolate y. The 2's cancel out, and our final answer is y equals negative 4. We have found our other coordinate, 0, negative 4. Now locate the point on the graph. With these 2 coordinates, a line can be drawn. Which graph does the following function, y equals 2x plus 1, represent? Let's first plot the y-intercept. It's not c, because it does not even cross the y-intercept of 0, 1. Now, let's plot the slope. It is not a, because the line is drawn incorrectly with the line going through negative 1, 3, when it should be going through 1, 3. Therefore, the correct answer is b.